Hey guys, just got done sanding this custom Birch Vanity. It's about 64 inches long, 22 inches deep, and 34 inches high. The height and the depth are kind of odd, but it's all a customer preference. So they're doing I think they're doing a granite top, so it's going to be custom as well. So the whole thing is custom. So anyways, what it is, it's a double bowl vanity. There's a sink that goes over this section, drawer stack, and then a sink over here. And then these cabinets, as you can see, they're kind of shallow. They actually go in a framed rough opening that will actually be centered above each pair of doors on the bottom. So, and it's got a facer that overhangs the box by about 1.25 inches, and so that way, if this here measures 18 inches, the opening might be 18.5, and this will slip right in place. Be able to tuck a couple screws in on each side to secure it, and be good to go. And then the door here is a door prepared for glass. However, the homeowner is actually going to put a mirror in there because it's obviously it makes sense because it's over a vanity, and they were supplying the mirror, so they just said make it accept it like it would be for glass. So they were going to take care of the mirror part. Probably going to do a beveled mirror or something. But anyways, it's obviously it says birch, but it's got 5-piece doors and drawer fronts. Here is a drawer front that goes above the top here, and this is actually would typically be what I call a false front or a dummy front, but actually lately a lot of people have been requesting a tip down drawer front where they put the tray behind the back here, and it gives you a place for a little bit more storage, typically for cleaning supplies, but in this case, being it's a bathroom, it may be your toothbrush and toothpaste or whichever, or hairbrush or whichever. Anyways, so they'll get a pair of hinges, and that'll be able to tip down like this here, and then there'll be like a plastic or a stainless steel tray. I think this one's plastic. I'll have to look, but anyways, I guess that gives a little extra storage. So. And as you can see here, the top and bottom rails are a little bit narrower than the style. Reason being that this is only a 6-inch drawer front. If I went with the full 2 7/16 wide rails, what would happen is there's very little space between the top and bottom, and then it becomes an issue with hardware. And this here is one of the doors. Again, just a flat panel, and the profile is actually just a standard bead. This is pretty much a standard inside edge I do for almost everything, although I've got a few different styles. But and the outside edge is actually just eased edge round over on the front and back. And I actually ran these on my newly acquired Delta Rockwell heavy-duty shaper that actually has a cutter that actually rounds over the top and bottom edge and actually trims the outside edge as well. So it's kind of a nice setup. This way here allows me to make my doors a little bit oversized, and then profile the outside edge and trim them to size all in one setup. So gotta be a little bit careful here too, because I just, like I said, got done sanding this, and the only next sanding I'm going to do right now, or coming up here, is just do a 150 grit, and that's just basically a quick go over, and then be ready for the finishing process. So, and here's another small drawer front. There we have it. Looks something like that. A little crooked, but anyways, you get the picture. And the finishing process, real briefly, this is birch. I've had really good luck with just staining birch with just a standard oil-based wiping stain. And some stains maybe don't work as well as others, but I use a Sherwin-Williams BAC commercial industrial stain, and seems to work real well. And anyways, getting back to the finishing process, there's I guess quite a bit of furniture manufacturers out there who actually have had really good luck with actually spraying a coat of a real kind of a just a medium wet coat of just standard water over all the stained surfaces prior to stain. And what it does is it opens the pores up ever so slightly, but it creates a nice even surface texture, so that way the stain bites in evenly. So I've never actually done it here. I've done it at a previous employer, and that's many years ago. We've done that, and it worked really well. The only thing we did was we actually did a blend of water and an alcohol. I want to say it's probably isopropyl or maybe denatured. And the idea of the alcohol was to flash off the water so you could start staining and finishing it quicker. However, the alcohol will actually open and pop the grain a little bit, so you might get a little bit of grain raise. So from what I've been told, if I just use water and if I don't saturate it, I shouldn't see any difference in grain texture. So I did a sample piece a little bit earlier, and it looked really good. So it was nice and even. So I'm going to give that a shot, and maybe going forward on some of the more denser woods like maple and birch, rather than doing an expensive dye stain, I might be able to get by with just using water in the wipe stain, but we'll give it a shot. So everybody's got their own preferences, and like I said, there's a couple big furniture manufacturers out there that I guess are really known for their color consistency and how smooth the color looks. And I was told that it was basically the first step was to spray everything with a nice even coat of water. So alright, so until then, well, here's a flush end here, didn't mention that. This face frame has been machined and sanded flush with the side panel, so it's as seamless as possible. So, notch for toe kick. And the only one thing I also want to point out as well is I absolutely hate sharp corners. Number one, no matter what finish you're using, it doesn't matter if it's conversion varnish, polyurethane, polyester, just regular old brushing varnish, lacquer, doesn't matter. There's no finish that'll actually stick very well to a square corner, just because of just the properties. If you, for example, were to take a cup of water and spill it on a surface and let it roll to the edge, you'll see how it'll actually roll back to the flat surface again, so it'll actually be thinner at the very corner. Finishing material is the exact same way. So the best way to combat this is just to lightly, just ever so slightly, just knock the sharp edge off of all your sharp corners. Number one, your customer will really appreciate it. Number two, like I said, it'll give a nice place for the actual finish to build on. If it's on a square corner, typically it's going to turn into a chipping issue. So a lot of furniture manufacturers and even big cabinet shops, they run it through a machine that actually has a bunch of brushes wrapped with abrasives that actually knock this sharp edge off for you. But obviously I don't have one of them, so you got to do it by hand. And I've actually done the same thing here with the inside edge of these as well. Just something to just knock off that edge. It's all you have to do. So alright, so next step is to start finishing this. I won't get to that tonight anymore, but I hope to get to that here within the next night or two. So alright, thanks for watching.